Hey, it's Aaron, and if you're watching this right now, you might be checking out Checkout 51, and maybe you're wondering, is this a legitimate way for you to start making money online, right? Can you really earn cash back on gas and groceries? Let's check it out, right? Anytime you want to get my favorite way to get to $5,000 to $10,000 a month, 100% from home, just click the link below, and I'll share with you my favorite strategy. Now, on this channel, I have reviewed literally hundreds and hundreds of different ways to make money online. I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly, so let's check out Checkout 51 to see whether this is a good way to make money, save money, or maybe it's a big waste of time, okay? Now, Checkout 51 is basically a US-based cashback platform, all right? So mainly in the US and Canada. Unfortunately, you can't use this in other parts of the world. But if you are from other parts of the world, stick around till the end of the video. I'm going to show you another really cool way to start generating some income 100% online and from home, okay? Now, with Checkout 51, it's really simple. You can just download it from the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store, right? And what happens is once you actually download it, okay, you have to look on the app itself, all right? And this is really important because different cashback apps work differently. Now, with Checkout 51, the way it works is you have to go through the app and you have to add different offers that you might want to, take advantage of, right? So basically you would look, through the app. If you see maybe a yogurt where you can save 50 cents or whatever it is, you would basically check it out. Make sure you check the conditions of that particular offer, because the conditions are really important with Checkout 51. It's not like other apps where you can just kind of buy the item and it's fine. With these guys, you have to buy a specific item from a specific store. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to upload your receipt and get some cash back. And that's really important. And a lot of people have been disappointed because they'll see a good offer, but they can't use it because they didn't buy it from a particular store. Okay, so you just have to be really careful and read through all the conditions. It takes a little bit of time. And again, we're going to talk about some of the pros and cons with Checkout 51 in a second, right? But assuming you did that, then you would just head to that specific store, right? You would buy the product, make sure you collect the receipt, make sure it's clear, okay? And then you would go back home, upload the receipt, and that's how you can receive some cash back on the stuff that you may have been buying anyway. Okay, so you upload your receipts, and that's kind of how it works. Now, in terms of withdrawing your money, they have a $20 threshold. All right, that means that you have to add up until $20 before you can withdraw, and that's not too bad. It's a little bit high, but it's not super high. If you go shopping, a couple of times a month, big shop, you may be able to add up to $20. You might need another, couple of shops in order to get there, but it won't take you super duper long. All right, I mean, you should be able to get to $20 within a month or within a couple of months. All right, and here's the only thing about Checkout 51 though, is unfortunately they don't pay through PayPal. So with a lot of cashback apps, they will pay through PayPal. All right, now with these guys, they don't at all. All right, they only pay by check. So it's a little bit old school, and the problem with checks is that you're going to have to wait for it in the mail. It takes a while, it could take 1 to 2 weeks, and then you have to cash it at the bank, which kind of sucks. Okay, so it's a bit of a hassle, and they're a little bit old school that way, and so I think that's one of the disadvantages, unfortunately. All right, but otherwise, generally it works okay. Checkout 51 has been around for quite a long time, and they have received some pretty good reviews, which I will show you in a second. Okay, so in the the Apple App Store, it's 4.6 out of 5. All right, it's pretty good. All right, they've got 7,200 ratings. Not everybody gives it 5 stars. There have been some pretty brutal 1 stars, and we'll talk about that in a second. Okay, and it's kind of the same in the Google Play Store. All right, these are what most of the people have complained about. I also checked the third-party website. Unfortunately, there's only 19 reviews here, and because there's so little, most of the people probably came on here to complain. But it's just interesting to see what some of the issues are. Okay, so most of these are 1 stars. You can see 74% 1 stars, right? Here are the major complaints. Okay, I'm not going to go through them in detail right here, but what the people have complained about are mainly 4 things, right? The first thing is that this app just has too many conditions. That's what some people are saying. They're saying that it's too difficult. They have too many rules. They can't get cash back because they didn't buy from a particular store. There was a particular condition. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that the customer service isn't that great. So if you have a problem, it's quite difficult to get a hold of someone from Checkout 51. The third thing is that there are quite a lot of receipt rejections. Okay, again, this doesn't happen to everybody, but some people have complained that everything was clear on the receipt, but for some reason it still got rejected on the app, which I think is not cool, right? So it says the date was clear, but they said the date wasn't clear. So, you know, some problems with that. And some people unfortunately get their accounts banned for no apparent reason, apparently, right? So these are what some people have complained about. And that's just unfortunate, okay? You have to understand though that this is a pretty popular app. I mean, they've had 10 million over downloads, okay? So 10 million downloads, you're bound to have some technical issues. It does suck that some people got banned. You know, some receipts will get rejected. That is a pretty common thing with most receipt cashback apps, right? But take this with a pinch of salt, okay? I mean, they've been around, they obviously do pay out, and you can make a little bit of money back. Remember that cashback apps where you can upload your receipts for shopping and groceries and things like that, they're not going to make you rich, okay? This is a way to save a teeny weeny bit of money. I mean, you're looking at saving maybe $20 a month on your shopping, or maybe a little bit more if you shop a lot, right? But you're not going to be saving hundreds or thousands of dollars. You can't retire, you can't travel the world, nothing like that. But it does what it says on the tin, okay? Unfortunately, Checkout 51 slightly, you know, more conditions and rules than some of the other, cashback apps out there. So, you know, if you want to check it out, checkout51.com. Okay, now if you're here on my channel right now, maybe you're looking for a way to not only save some money but make some big money, right? Because unfortunately with cashback apps, you're just saving a little bit of what you're already spending money on, but there's no real way to generate big income. Now on this channel, I have reviewed so many different strategies and methods to actually generate cash flow, generate big income, you know, things that can potentially help you to quit your full-time job, right? Help you to travel the world, help you retire, things like that, right? Now a lot of them I've reviewed weren't that great, okay? But out of the good ones, there was one that I used to completely change my life. I used it to replace my full-time income. I make 5 times what I used to in my old full-time job. And if you want to check it out, I've got a free step-by-step masterclass where I basically document the whole process. You can get access to that just by clicking the link all the way below this video. I wish you all the best, and I hope you enjoyed this review of Checkout 51. See you on another video review. Take care.